garden is loving this. And wouldn't you know, now that I'm watering the garden, I hear thunder in the background. That's just the way it works out sometimes.
Oh, we just had a nice rain shower in the garden, which Wayne's still watering. Everything looks so pretty and it's so much cooler. We've been picking hornworms off of the tomatoes. And these yellow-eyed beans, I think I'm going to pull them in a little bit and pick all the beans off and replant something. I think they're about played out. But they've really been a good producer. I may do those again. They look almost like a white bean. They're a big, big bean.
And now we've got the sprinkler going at the same time the rain is. That's okay, I'll take both of them. Bring it on.
And the silver slicers, they look so gorgeous. Look at these beautiful white cucumbers. These are by far Wayne's favorite. They're so beautiful. And they're just climbing up this trellis on both sides. And then we've got tomatoes on the other sides of each trellis. These tomatoes are just loaded. I've been doing some tying up. They've just kind of got away from me. These Romas are just a mess. I mean, a mess. But they're so loaded the ties are breaking. But look here, Wayne was showing me these while ago. Look at that beautiful zinnia. Look at these beautiful Cherokee purples. So beautiful. These noodle beans are going to start putting on soon. I was noticing, well, they may just be spreading further, but it won't be long. We'll be in the noodle beans for sure. I love how these zinnias just hide amongst everything. I didn't plant these. These are all volunteers this year. Look at these jalapenos. We picked some earlier for our spicy pickles, but they are just loaded with peppers. So beautiful. That's one thing about the garden. It always gives back. All you gotta do is give it a little love.
It always happens that way when I start watering the garden. But we'll take all the rain we can get.
These are the orange Roussellinis from M.I. Gardner, and they are delicious. Look at the beauty of that. The raindrops on the tomatoes. They're just loaded. Look at all these tomatoes. They are so good. We had to be on a waiting list for these tomatoes, and I'm so thankful that we got them. These are jigsaw peppers. I couldn't find seeds for our Chinese 5 peppers, so these looked similar, and I love the variegated leaves on these peppers. They're just beautiful. We have got a few off of them, but they're really blooming out now. Here's some of the orange Roussellinis that's starting to turn. Wayne picked a bunch earlier. They're so beautiful. Look at all the raindrops on the dripping off of the flowers, or off the leaves. Look at these beautiful tomatoes. They're just everywhere. And they're delicious tomatoes. We've just got clusters of beautiful tomatoes everywhere. Look at these, they're just beautiful. I think these are Arkansas Travelers. I'm pretty sure. just coming all the way up. They're just gorgeous. You can see all the little water from that little rain. You can see the hornworm damage too. We've been picking them boogers left and right. Wayne has picked no telling how many off. Here is a little tomato hornworm. They're little devils. They will eat your plants up. These are some of my favorite flowers. I bought these at Sarah's Nursery in Magnus a couple of years ago. And wow, they're just so beautiful. Every year they come back. This is the sweet potato plant that I planted, and it's just went nuts. I have a couple in a pot, but they just hadn't done as good, but I bought them later. Here we have some more noodle beans. They're climbing the trellis. And then our green bean tower here is just growing crazy. We've got quite a few messes already off of here. It's kind of bent because it's so heavy with vines. These are a Blue Lake pole bean, and they do so good for us every year. See the water dripping off. They're so beautiful. The green beans, I probably need to come out here and pick a few. And here is our China Jades, and we have never grew a cucumber that was so prolific. They are just, Wayne picked them earlier. These will be picked tomorrow, but every day we're getting 8 to 10 of these. And they are just gorgeous. These trellises are just covered from one side to the other. And I mean, these things just get enormous. I made a big jar of spicy pickles for Wayne and his friends at work. I hope they enjoy them, because if they do, I'm gonna make a bunch more. The garden is so beautiful, especially on a cool afternoon after a nice rainstorm. It always just looks so beautiful, and it's so pleasant out here. Here's some of our brandy wines, and they are just got some big, beautiful fruit on them. I love a good brandy wine tomato. These leaves are just enormous this year. The plants look beautiful. We planted our squash in the greenhouse this year because we fight squash bugs so terrible, it's just not even worth the effort. We don't have time to pick bugs off. We both work more than full-time jobs. And when we get in, we have a lot of other responsibilities with the animals and stuff. So we thought, well, we'll just try it in the greenhouse. We haven't got a female flower yet, but we're waiting. Hopefully soon, so we can have some yummy squash.
Growing a garden is not only good for your pocketbook, it's good for your soul. Your ancestors did it. They were responsible for themselves. When times got tough, they were responsible and did the things they needed to do to take care of their families. Whether it was growing a garden, taking a second job, whatever it would be, they did what they needed to do to make sure that their family was taken care of. God bless everyone, and we'll see you next time.